Hi everyone, just a channel update. Sorry, I look like something that got dragged in after a rainstorm or something. No makeup. My hair is kind of a mess. But so many of you know that I had to have surgery last week for fistula, which I do not wish on my worst enemy. But it turns out that the first surgery I had, which put a draining thread in, it's called a seton, that did a good job because although the surgeon was trying to do something that only had a 50% chance of healing the fistula, he was able to do a fistulotomy, which has a 90% chance of working. So I'm very happy about that. But you know how timing works. So my mother had to have bypass surgery, and she had that on on Thursday. So she had that 2 days ago. And so my poor husband, Stephen, he's kind of taking care of me and taking care of my mom. I'm feeling better. I'm able to sit now a little bit. I even did a little sweeping. My yard is starting to, I'm trying to get my yard together for spring a little bit. And I think, as you can see, my lemons are starting to come in. And there's my pomegranate. That's decorative. And then we've got, there we have another lemon tree, and there we have some lime trees. That's an olive tree. It's sort of interesting, that tree there. They must have grafted some other stuff on it because we get grapefruits on that tree in addition to limes. So go figure. And I feed the crows a little bit. I give them an egg every day, so the egg is out here. They're mad at me because there was no egg for 2 days because I was in the hospital with my mom. And then yesterday, yesterday went to visit her, and so today I was able to put the egg out. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. It's nice to be able to sit outside under the pergola, and you can hear the crows there. They probably want me to move, but there's a family, the patriarch, the father, dad, he crows and tells everyone in his family that it's safe to eat. And he's got there's a female, and then there's a baby who's from last year. So the three of them come, and they like the egg, but the father's kind of a hog. He eats the yolk, and leaves the whites for the other two. Great, huh? But anyway, yeah. So Velma's doing good, and Nibbles and Jemmy are doing good. They're not too happy because my mom is, in the hospital, and she'll be going to rehab for a bit. So we're trying to spend a little time with them. Jemmy and Nibbles live upstairs with her. They don't like to come down. And so we're trying to get them, spend a little, like I said, spend a little time, play with them a little bit so they don't feel alone up there, because my mother, is always with them and really entertaining them, and, they've got a very close relationship. So, okay, I hope, as I said, you're all doing well. We're hanging in there. I think today is maybe it's March 8th. It's Saturday. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. She had her surgery on the 6th. That's 2 days later. And yeah, the reason she had the surgery, which I think some of you know, is that she had a lesion on her foot that wasn't healing. It was going into bone, and there would have been a danger of her losing the foot if she didn't get blood flow down that leg, which was blocked to 98%. So the bypass was done on one side. So we're hoping that also helps her walk, because her mobility is terrible because she has spinal stenosis. She had surgery for spinal stenosis some years ago, and that was a disaster. That did not work out well. So so her mobility is a problem, but the surgeon is saying that getting the blood flow down this leg properly should really help her walk. So anyway, thanks for all of your concern and your messages. I really appreciate it, and I hope everyone is having a great weekend. Bye.